Yeah, 14 minutes to 8 o'clock. It is time to get some local history in there. And we do that, of course, each and every Tuesday morning with our History Out There segment. And Harold Peacock, how are you, mate?
Very well, thank you, Damo. And I wish I was at the Carnival of Flowers over the weekend. That sounds fantastic.
Mate, it was a great one. And, of course, the 75th anniversary. 75 years they've been doing this.
I know, and the flowers are still looking good. The dried flowers, they hold up well.
Yeah, they do. Don't tell that to the poor gardeners that do the job. But anyway, but no, look, it was great. And they actually had members of the family who actually started it all 75 years ago there this year as well.
Oh, look, that's so important to hold on to the history, because that's what makes the future exciting, because you can continually build on that. So fantastic to have the family there and for everyone to remember them.
Exactly. Now, of course, as we know, the AFL Grand Final is this weekend, and you found a connection there with Warwick.
Yeah, that's right. And look, everyone knows by now, I think the Brisbane Lions play Sydney Swans in the AFL Grand Final, and I'll be there at the game on Saturday to witness history.
Oh, wow.
Now, in regards to history, before all the mergers and relocations of the teams, the original names of these two teams were, of course, the Fitzroy Lions and the South Melbourne Swans. And they last played one another in a grand final in the VFL back in 1899. And Fitzroy won.
Right.
Now, a relative of mine, Jim Whelan, played with Fitzroy when they also beat South Melbourne to secure the 1895 VFA Premiership. Now, he played with the likes of Pat Hickey, who was named the league's champion player in that 1899 season, and of course played in the 1899 grand final.
Right.
Also in the Fitzroy team that day was another star player by the name of Eddie Drowan. Now, along with Hickey, Drowan was also named in the league's champion team for the season, so he was one of the superstars. Now, while Eddie Drowan's family from Ireland settled in Warrnambool in country Victoria, other members of the Drowan family settled in Warwick on the Darling Downs, and they also had a star footballer up here as well. Now, in Warwick in the 1870s and 80s, Australian rules football, or Victorian rules as it was known back then, was the football code of choice. It wasn't like today with rugby league everywhere. In the opening match of the 1870 season, Warwick and Toowoomba played each other at Warwick's recreation ground. A considerable number of people turned up to watch the match, and the teams played the whole afternoon, and neither side kicked a goal.
Oh.
Now, it should be noted that back then, different teams often played under different rules. And in this match, it appears there was some confusion. One player was under the impression that he was playing the rugby rules, while others went for the Victorian rules. In any case, it was reported as being a very pleasant day. Now, come the 1880s, a star member of the Warwick Football Club was a player by the name of Andy Drowan. Now, this Drowan also happened to be probably the best athlete on the Darling Downs. You see, in 1885 at Emu Vale, a very large gathering assembled on another fine day. It wasn't a football match that they came to see, but rather a private match race between Andy Drowan of Warwick and an Arthur Greaves of Toowoomba. It was a foot race of 200 yards, off scratch, for the princely sum of £10, which is around $10,000 in today's money.
That'd be all right.
Now, this race had been creating great excitement in the district for some time because both men had been in full training. And it was looked upon as a really important colonial contest because it was Toowoomba against Warwick, and you can't get better than that. Now, some lively betting on the event had taken place ever since the match was first made. Both men stripped very fit on the day. Greaves was the favourite until a little before the start. That's when Andy Drowan came out in his running clothes and caught the eye of everyone there. And so a late plunge went on the Warwick runner. And rightly so, because Drowan won from the start to finish in the very fast time of 21 seconds. That's 200 yards. That was a great time.
Yeah.
So for those watching the Lions and Swans playing the AFL this weekend, remember the last time they met was in the grand final in 1899, and the two extended Drowan family members, one was a Fitzroy footballer and the other the wonderful Warwick match racer. So absolutely Warwick's got a piece in this game.
Well, there you go. You see, you never know what can come up out of history, do you?
Oh, well, you just got to scratch and look. But Warwick and the whole of Darling Downs Granite Belt is so rich in history, you don't have to scratch far.
No, you certainly don't. Now, we will be able to read that story online.
Absolutely. I post this the next morning, tomorrow morning. Go online to historyouthere.com.
All right. Historyouthere.com. You can read that story and many others as well. Mate, always good to catch up. And I tell you what, I always look forward to Tuesday because I never know what a story you're going to unpack next.
Well, to be honest, I don't know what my story next week is either because I'm all focused on the grand final on the weekend right now.
Well, there you go. You may not have a voice next week.
Let's hope not, and we're singing for the Lions.
That's all right. Mate, you enjoy the game and enjoy the experience and the history of it all, and we'll look forward to catching up again next week.
See you then.
There we go, Harold Peacock, and you can jump onto the website historyouthere.com to read that story and many others. We'll take a break, come back with our birthdays.